You can hear me or not, but it sounds like we might be having a little bit of additional technical difficulty. Okay. We're having, I guess, some spotty internet issues here. Apparently the internet hasn't made it all the way to Lincoln, Nebraska yet. Found a couple Lincoln players, and he's dumped. Oof, couple big hits here right at that blue line. Holschlaw and his plan are still kind of tangled up. Oh, and they're going to get Holschlaw there for the interference, I believe. Either interference or holding. Oh, they're going to give him a rough. So with that, we are going to go on the Bank Iowa penalty kill. Killers are going to be Anderson, Cooker, Gladson, and Beenan. Lincoln comes away with that. They go back to their point. Looking to go D to D. Down low now, back to the D. Goes cross ice, fans on the shot, and that's able to be cleared all the way down the ice. Lincoln goalie's going to stop it there behind the net for his power play player. They're going to try and come out now. Nice little play off the boards, but Cooker there to intercept. Cooker and Anderson have a little bit of a chance here. Even so,
there we go.
There we go. That's one way to kill off a penalty, right? You take one of your own, and Bean is going to go over to Gladson. Jack's off the ice, and they'll get that extra attacker out there. It is Campbell. That pass a little too far out in front of Campbell, so it bounced off the boards. Lincoln touches up, and we are back to full strength. Will be a little 4-on-4 action for a minute 12 before the Oakleys go on a power play of their own.
Yeah, so we'll have 48 seconds. That'll be enough time to get a goal.
Oh, for sure. And this 4-on-4 stuff, this is good stuff. Lots of extra ice.
Yeah.
They can move the puck around. Oakleys go with Harrington, Campbell, Lunders, and Gladson. A little bit of space through the neutral zone. Good job by Campbell there. Force that back into the offensive zone for the Oakleys. It's going to come to Lunders. Lunders is going to hit Harrington. Harrington to Campbell. Campbell brings it into the Oakleaf zone. That's turned over. Lunders with a nice hit. Separates his player from the puck. Gladson on it. Going to chase that thing all the way up to the point. Lincoln comes away with it, sends it in deep. Oof, that was shot dangerously wide of the net. Comes all the way back to the point here at Lincoln. Lincoln's going to shoot in. That's deflected in front. And they come away with the puck again. Gladson, nice little turnover there. Now being moved up to Campbell. Campbell's got Gladson with him. He's going to take the zone. Harrington skates in. Gladson gets a shot.
Pass
just
there, yeah.
wide. Yep, the shot. The old tricky fake shot pass. Campbell finds Gladson at the point. He's going to go back to Lunders. Lunders sends that down into the corner for Campbell. Des Moines is at full strength, so we are on the power play now, the Confluence Brewing power play. For the next 38 seconds. That's moved up. Nobody home. Oakley's looking to get their power play unit out there. So that's sent in for Cooker. Cooker's going to start that up behind the net, drops it off for the defenseman, and Holschlaw's going to start that to Cooker. Cooker's going to go cross ice to Gladson. Gladson's going to drop that off to Harrington. Harrington's going to go back behind the net for Grant. Grant looking over his options, elects to go back to Cooker at the point. Cooker's going back down to Grant. Give and go. Nice little give and go. Pass over to Gladson. Back up to that point at Holschlaw. Holschlaw's going to fire in wide and high in the net. They're back to full strength now.
About 50 seconds left here in this
period.
period.
That comes out to Cooker. Cooker looking over his options. It's a big sign in the way. It's hard to tell what's going on down there. Grant comes away with the puck. He takes an elbow to the head. Play on, they say. Holschlaw fires that thing at 100 miles an hour wide. Nice centering pass there. Turn around. Oh, finds the goalie's leg pad. Still loose. And there it's put away. So we'll give you a little bit of the celly here, and we go ahead and capture that. We'll take a look here. We've got a couple tries, but eventually, there it is. Let's try that again. Well, maybe we'll try it again. There we go. So we got just a scramble in front there. Nice puck movement, and I can't tell who actually came. Do you see who came away with it at the end there? Michael Grant, I think, with his. Michael Grant. So from 13 and 20, so Cooker and
Shizzle.
So Shizzle adding to that point total for the day. Sorry, we had some fans trying to distract us here. Back at it now. Flan, Fortney, and Shizzle on the ice for the Oak Leafs. Shizzle's going to take that thing in. Gets the zone. Shot on net. It's a beauty. Turned aside by Lincoln. That's turned around. Up and out now for Lincoln. Nice cross-ice pass. Beanin on his man. That thing is shot straight into Jack right as the buzzer goes. I think had that gone in, I think it probably would have counted. But man, you get that late goal right at the end there. That really helps going into the cut. So
helps a lot with the momentum going into the locker room.
Sure does. And despite our technical challenges, I think overall a good first period here.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, go get yourself a bathroom break, grab some food, grab some drinks. We will be back with you here in 15 minutes. right, Oakley fans, Lincoln fans, anyone else listening to the sound of my voice, we are just about to get underway with the second period. So what do you think? What did you see in that first period? What do you like to see in the next period?
Well, it was good to see Shizzle score some goals, that's for sure. He deserves it with the effort he's putting in. Got to stick in your positions, keep spread out, connecting on the passes. Everything's looking good.
Yeah, we saw some really nice little one-touch passing there from the forwards. You'd like to see maybe that rub off a little bit on the JV team eventually.
I know.
Here we got Grant, Cooker, and Shizzle out there for the Oakleys with Gladson and Holschlaw. That puck is worked down into the corner where Gladson's going to work it up to Grant. That's going to hit Shizzle with a nice little intercept there. Coming back through the neutral zone, gets tied up with his guy. Grant, brings that in. They're going to call that offsides. I don't know, Shizzle and that defender got a little tied up. Nice little.
Well, I think he thought the guy had his stick.
Yep.
They were kind of had a little tug of war action there.
Nice little stick flip from the Lincoln defender back to Shizzle. You got a nice little sportsmanship there. That's won by the Oakleys. Holschlaw's going to send that in deep. It's going to be played back behind the net by Lincoln. Looking to start the play up ice. Cooker's going to give a little bit of pressure. Shizzle tries to create a turnover there. That's going to be moved through the neutral zone. Nice play there by Holschlaw. Guess they're saying that was a hand pass there.
Yep. They called quite a few of those yesterday. Must be one of his favorite calls.
Well, between that and kicking guys out of the face-off circle, you're getting to see all kinds of stuff you don't normally see out of games here. So, neutral zone face-off coming up here. And we got Harrington, Anderson, and Campbell out there for the Oakleys. Now that's going to be sent in by Anderson around to Harrington. That hit was a little early, and they're going to give him the interference call there.
Yeah, good.
Yep. I mean, it wasn't just interference. It was also from behind. Kind of a dangerous hit. Luckily, nobody got hurt there. He's far enough away from the boards.
It's always shocking to me that they call a penalty, and then the kids just stand there like, it wasn't me.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
I didn't do anything.
They know it was you.
Right.
Just skate to the box.
Yep. Well,
let's get this thing going.
The other thing I always tell my kids, in the history of hockey, this is a game that's been played for, 120-something years. Never has a player argued his way out of a call from the referee. Nobody's ever like, well, I didn't really do that. And then the referee's like, oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, come back out of the box.
Yeah. So we got Grant, Shizzle, Cooker, Holschlaw, and Gladson on the Confluence Brewing power play for the Oakleys. They're going to look to set that thing up behind the net. Gladson's going to move through with some speed, finds Cooker cross ice on a nice play there. He's going to stop, slow things down a little bit. Another nice little move, curl that thing back down inside. Going around behind the net to Grant. Grant's going to tip that thing in front, just out of the reach of Cooker, but Cooker gets it back, tries to go blue line. Holschlaw hadn't filled that hole back up yet, so it's going to come out. They're going to reset Cooker with the puck. Surveys his options, looking cross ice to Gladson. That's tipped away, though, by a Lincoln defender. Played over there to Grant, far side. Dropped off to Cooker. Cooker's going to go back to Grant. Grant back to Cooker. Cooker looking for Holschlaw. Holschlaw looking for Gladson. Gladson walks in, gets the shot, turned aside by the Lincoln goalie. Back in deep for Anderson. Played back to Anderson. Anderson's going up to Gladson. Gladson looks over his options to Holschlaw. Holschlaw to Cooker. Cooker's thought about dropping off there. Decides to curl in deep instead. Going to go back around behind the net looking for a guy. Oh, there's a nice little handoff there to Anderson. I'm not even sure, just a little flip of the wrist. Didn't even see how that got through, but Anderson couldn't find the handle of a bouncing puck, so it stays out of the net. We got Cooker bringing it in with a little bit of speed. That's intercepted. Nice play there by Anderson, though, to keep that in the zone. Gets a little defensive help. Drops it off for Gladson. Gladson's going to look to find Grant far side. Grant back to Cooker. Cooker's going to shoot in. Goes a little bit wide of the net. Gladson back with the puck now. 7 seconds on the Confluence power play.
Oh,
That
wow.
shot all the way through traffic into the goalie. He's going to hold on there with 4 seconds to go. That's a pretty good power play going here.
Yeah, great puck movement. Got a couple good shots off.
So we're going to get that third line out with a little PP time for the Oak Leafs.
There we go.
Fortney, Hentz, Flawn out there with Pennington and Beenan. Yeah, Flawn able to win that. That shot up high. That might have been going above the net, but goalie decides to hang on to that. And with 1 more second to go here, got one chance at a play. They're going to have to watch that box. Beenan's aware, though. He's ready just in case they don't win the face-off. Flawn comes away with yet another face-off win. That goes in deep. Flawn on the puck. He's looking over his options. Put back in behind. Comes out. Nice idea there from Fortney. That's just shot all the way around the net for Pennington. Pennington's going to chip that over to Hentz. Hentz, nice play to Flawn. Flawn's shot goes wide of the net. Beenan keeps the zone. Turned over. A little bit of speed here for Lincoln out of the zone. That centering pass doesn't connect. Comes all the way out to the point. That's sent back in deep. Oh, weird bounce off the side of the net there. Puck battle that's unable to be seen because of a big poster. That comes all the way back to the point. Centering attempt knocked down nicely there by the Oak Leaf defenseman. Beenan, that does make its way to net. Easily turned aside, though, by Jack. Centering pass to Fortney. He's out of the zone. He's going to flip in, give chase. That's going to give the Oak Leafs a chance to change. Cooker out on the ice with Shizzle and Grant. Gladson, nice play in the neutral zone there to start that puck back up and into the offensive zone. Cooker is going to give chase behind the net there. A little bit of a tongue-tied there. Through neutral zone. Gladson knocks that puck off the Lincoln stick.
Grant's not very happy with that. They got a penalty coming
Yep,
here.
we got it. Yep, chopping the stick out of the hands.
Yeah. Good call.
Yep. And, you know, man, they got to be careful with those.
That's it. That might be the same
sticks are
kid
expensive.
that
yeah, as before. And, yeah, he arguing just like he did before. You know, that's an automatic call. You chop a stick out of a kid's hands. There's not really anything you can argue there. So we got Grant, Anderson, Cooker, Holschlaw, and Grant on the power play here.
be nice to bury one here.
Yeah. That's one back to Gladson. Cooker gives it off to Holschlaw. Holschlaw's going to go back to Cooker. Cooker back to Holschlaw. Back to Cooker. Back to Holschlaw. And that's going to get shot in just wide of the net, but Grant's able to collect that there. Takes a hit. Gets the puck back to the point to Holschlaw. Holschlaw's going to fire in. That's right into the center of the goalie. He's going to hold on. Boy, he gave that 5-hole up just to take it away, didn't he?
Yep.
We had the perfect angle here. You could see what Holschlaw was seeing. That 5-hole was wide open, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
He's going to shoot for the 5-hole. He's got to keep that thing a little bit lower.
Yep. The idea is right above the stick. Turnover here leads to a chance the other way. That's turned aside by Jerstead. Gladson's going to go around looking for Cooker. That's intercepted, though. He's got to watch out. We got a guy streaking center ice here. That's sent back to the middle. Cooker now is going to slow that thing down, put the brakes on, get it recollected.
Got a minute left here, this power play.
Cooker with it through the neutral zone. Nice little sauce to Gladson. Gladson comes in with some speed. Looking behind the net there. He takes his man into the boards. It comes away to Gladson now. Oh, looking for that center. Just unfortunately nobody home, so it's going to come all the way out to neutral zone. Holschlaw will collect there. He's looking to restart the play. That is up to Anderson, I believe. Oh, sorry, that's Gladson. He's going to send it in. Anderson is going to give chase. Anderson with a head of steam. Tries to knock it off the puck, but it's sent all the way down. So with 30 seconds to go on the power play, the Confluence Brewing power play, rather, Oak Leafs look to take over down low. Oh, we got another tripping here.
Got another penalty coming.
There we go. So Oak Leafs are going to go on a 5-on-3 power play here for 21 seconds. That'll keep them on that Confluence brewing power play.
Can't beat them, cheat them.
That's right.
It's not working out, though, for these guys.
No, it's not.
They got to get one more guy off here. There they go.
So I talked earlier about our counterpart in doing the video on the other side. His son is out there right now trying to kill this 5-on-3 penalty off. That Insco for number 86 for Lincoln. Grant with a nice shot there.
Just a little too late. The net was, he had actually had an opening.
Holschlaw is going to go all the way back here to Cooker. Cooker's looking to hit Grant. Grant backside to Gladson. Gladson sends that on net. Nice save there by the Lincoln goalie. Back to Grant. Back to Gladson. Gladson, hits Holschlaw on the back door.
Just the opposite play of what we saw last time.
Goalie's helmet popped off somehow there, so you got to blow that dead, unfortunately. But, you know, this isn't 1922. We don't want the goalies playing without helmets.
Maybe that's his way of taking a break.
Well, you know, there are certain NHL goalies that have been
accused of that?
Accused of perhaps accidentally on purpose knocking their helmet off. Not sure if I'm getting paid bajillion dollars. I'm going to try that move on purpose. So we've got a little bit of a striped powwow here.
Got to get a photo op here.
Oh, yep. We got a young Mr. Jobjin running our scoreboard, and Mom's trying to take a picture. He's got his hand in front of his face because that's what you do when you're 13 years old. So after a little bit of a discussion here, I think we're going to get some discussion to the benches, and eventually we'll get back underway here.
I couldn't hear what they were talking about.
I couldn't either, but they're definitely having a powwow about something. I'm not sure if they were maybe confused on what part where the face-off was going. Yeah, maybe
fixing the clock.
Okay. So we're about ready to get underway here again.
They added a little time back to the clock, I guess.
So they were able to kill off the 5-on-3, but now we got another minute 26 for the Oakleaf power play here. We got Cooker, Grant, Anderson, Holschlaw, and Gladson. Cooker wins that temporarily, but it's turned back over. Anderson, though, with nice steal. Fight in the corner. Eventually comes out all the way down. Jersted's going to play that back behind for Holschlaw. Holschlaw's looking to start the play up. He's able to find Cooker. Cooker surveys his options, chooses to carry it in himself. He's going to go back behind the net. Looking for any option. Hands it off to Grant. Grant gives it back to him. Looking over who he's going to go to. Holschlaw finds it with it. Oh, shot makes it through traffic, but the goalie finds it. Cooker gets that rebound. Going to restart here to Holschlaw. Holschlaw's going to shoot in from the
post. Just
that
off
got
the bar.
off the bar.
I thought that went in back of the net and popped back out.
You could hear that one clear up here. Holschlaw with it now. He's looking for Gladson. Gladson looking to, not sure if that was a shot or a centering attempt, but either way, Holschlaw with it now back to Grant. Grant hands it off to Cooker. Cooker's going to shoot in. Quite the battle in front there with Anderson. Taking on two defenders all by himself. He's going to collect back to Holschlaw. Holschlaw is going over to Cooker. Cooker looking to find that streaking Anderson. Decides to go to Grant instead. Grant's going to go back to Gladson. Gladson shoots in. Oh, and a quick whistle. Quick whistle costs the goal for Anderson.
Got a replay of that one.
So let's see what we got here. Yeah, unfortunately we just a second too late here. Darn rookies on the replay button. So we still got 1 second of power play time here. That is won by Cooker back to the point. Lincoln is back to full strength. Played over to Shizzle. Shizzle doesn't handle pass. And Lincoln's coming out 2-on-3. Beenan looking over his man, and that whistled clear over the top of the cage there. Centering attempt, doesn't find a home. Beenan's going to move that thing over to Pennington. Pennington with a little bit of space. He's going to move it out to Grant. Grant's going to get the zone, looking for anyone. Finds Pennington. Pennington's going to shoot on net right into the chest, and he's going to hold on there for a face-off. So with 8:27 to go, score still 3-0 Oakleys. And it's been all Oakleys this period. I know
it has.
It's been a couple penalties, but ice is definitely tilted on one direction here.
We've had the advantage with these power plays most of the period.
So Campbell, Anderson, Harrington on the ice. That was shot into the protective netting. So we're going to restart here. Campbell giving some pressure. It goes behind the Lincoln net. Looking to break out now. Nice play there by Anderson to steal that puck. Oh, he takes a big hit. Gets that puck to Campbell. Campbell can't quite hold on. Oh, goalie turns it over. That right there is why we often discourage goalies from playing the puck. It's going to be sent back in by Pennington. Play started by Lincoln behind their net. Chance there to keep in. Anderson, nice play through the neutral zone, and I think
saved by the offsides.
Yeah, I think, that little bit of back check from Anderson there just threw off the timing enough that pulled that guy off sides. I think he thought he was going to have an extra step, and it just didn't happen because of the great back check by Anderson. Those are the things that they don't end up on the score sheet, but end up making big differences in games. We're back to the Fortney, Flan, Hentz line for the Oakleys. You got Gladson and Holschlaw out there. Dangerous play in front. Luckily, Lincoln not able to get a handle on that one. Sent around behind now for the Oakleys. Not quite out for Hentz. Try it again here. It is out now. A little bit of a battle there. That squirts free to Fortney. Fortney's got one-on-one here. His man blows a tire and goes down. Turned over, though. Back through the neutral zone comes Lincoln. Choose to throw in. Holschlaw on it. He's going to chip back reverse directions. Nice job there. Knocking that puck off a stick is Flan. Back in the corner for Holschlaw. Holschlaw's going to start it up for Flan. Flan loses. Oof. Centering pass goes to Gladson, luckily, not the Lincoln player. It was a great centering pass to Gladson. Gladson meets his man at the hash mark. Tried to play back the point. Turned over now. 2-on-1 here for the Oakleafs.
Oh,
nice play there over to Hentz. Hentz. Oh. Nice shot. Goalie gets a piece of it. Sends it into the corner there, but nice play by the Oakleafs. 2-on-1.
That was a great play. Great pass.
We got another paraphernalia up in the air. Lincoln player blows the tire, goes down. Shizzle a chance here. Oh, just not sure if it took a dead bounce off the boards there.
I think his angle was just off. I think he was trying to make a nice little bounce pass off the boards and didn't quite have the angle.
Either way, Gladson has the puck now and is moving up the ice. Got to watch out for a broke stick. In through the neutral zone, loses the handle. And we're back at neutral zone. Holschlaw with the play. He's got a little bit of a pressure from the defender there. Able to move that up to Cooker. Cooker takes a bit of a hit, but Shizzle sends it into the zone. Gives some pressure there. Nice job. Nice pickpocket.
Yeah.
Plays it back into the corner, looking for center. Finds Cooker. Oh, Cooker gets a piece of the bar again, and it goes wide. Back to Gladdy. Gladson looking to center. Not there. Insko is going to go over across the way, and that gets sent into Lincoln, and they're going to get fresh bodies out there now. Cooker's coming away with that. He finds Shizzle through the center ice. Shizzle, I think, maybe trying to drop that to Grant. A little bit of miscommunication. Grant's going to send it in deep, and now Oakleafs are going to change up as well. We got Campbell, Harrington, Beenan on the ice. Cooker and Anderson still out there. Cooker's going to find it. make his way into the offensive zone. Nice little play there to Anderson. Another nice move by Anderson. Then lost the handle. Lincoln coming back the other way. That shot wide of the net. Anderson comes away with it. He's got a head of steam. That's Harrington. Gets it in deep. Looking to center. Looking for Campbell there. Not quite there. Shot in by Pennington off a Lincoln defender. Anderson with it again. He's going to shoot in. Doesn't make it through traffic. Harrington on it. Nice play there by Anderson again. Lift that stick, give Campbell a chance.
Nice centering pass there by Campbell.
That's that teamwork I hear about. Harrington's shot doesn't make it through traffic. That shot up high to Beenan. Beenan's going across to Pennington. Pennington's going to start that up to Anderson. Anderson with the head of steam. He's got a little bit of a step.
What a play.
Ooh, nice little
What a
hustle
play.
play
Batted
there.
that thing right out of the air and just put his head down and beat everybody.
Yep. Put your head down, pin your ears back, and first guy to the puck gets a nice high-quality scoring chance. The goalie was up to the task, though. 4 minutes to go. We're going to get Fortney, Flan, and Hentz once again for the Oak Leafs.
We putting the pressure on, that's for sure. There's a couple of these goals, shots that could have been goals. It could have been.
Yeah, this could be 5-0 again.
Yeah.
Holschlaw's going to go over to Gladson. Gladson's shot deflects off a Lincoln player. That's going to go back to neutral zone. Sky mail that in. Oh, Fortney has a chance here. He's got a little bit of a hop. One move, maybe one move too many. Gladson's going to keep it in, though. Squirts out. We got a 2-on-1 developing here. Fortney's got to get on his horse. He does so. Schlaw with a great play there to knock that 2-on-1 away.
Nice back check there by Fortney.
Yep, back to the point. Shot that Jack handles quite easily. Couple shots there. Back out to the point. It's going to be shot in. High of the net. Flan on it. He's going to move that thing up to Hentz. Hentz realized that it was a Lincoln player and not Fortney, and decides not to pass. Fortney with the big hit there right in front of the Oak Leaf bench. That trickles all the way in on Jack, and he's just going to hold on. Get some freshies out there with 3:01 to go in the second. So we got shots at 26-14 in favor of your Oak Leafs.
That is an official.
Official, yep. We got a very lowly paid person on the on your stream box right now. Cooker looking to take this defensive zone face-off here. He's going to win that back to Gladson. Gladson chops to Grant. And it finds its way back behind the net. Holschlaw's going to start this up now to Shizzle. Shizzle looking for Grant. That's intercepted. Cooker. That's up to Insko for Lincoln. Insko's centering pass doesn't find the mark, but knocked back down in deep. Second centering attempt doesn't find the mark. Grant now out with Shizzle and Cooker on a little bit of a 3-on-2 here if they hurry. Shizzle back to Cooker. Cooker looking to find that shot. Eventually does trickle through. And Grant goes to Gladson. Gladson blows a tire. Eventually they're offsides.
Yeah, I just slipped down and nothing you can do there.
Nope.
I guess just don't slip. But
and if we go back to that previous shift with Caden Anderson, I think that was a prime example of Caden Anderson doing Caden Anderson things. Here we go. Cooker, Grant, Shizzle looking to get something going here for the Oak Leafs. Holschlaw's going to send that in. Cooker, give a little bit of pressure here. It's chipped up to Insko. Shizzle is going to shoot in. Turned aside by the Lincoln goalie. Gladson shooting in. Ooh, that was deflected
good.
In front.
That was a good try there. The goalie was pretty well screened, too, looked like.
Gladson catches that. Hands it down to himself. Lincoln looked to get the zone, but they were offsides, so they got a reset. It's going to go far side here. A little bit of space. Tries to shoot and pop, but well wide of the net. They're going back to their D. Shot in. Holschlaw will send that around to Grant. Sent wide again by Lincoln. Sent to the point. Oh, Shizzle had Cooker streaking just a little too far out front. Shizzle with it now. He's going to lose that back to Holslaw. Holslaw will send it in. And Oakley's looking to get fresh bodies out there. So Pennington.
Oh,
Beanon,
Campbell off the bench.
Anderson. Campbell. Cooker finds Anderson.
Oh, bingo.
Holy moly.
Wow.
That right there, my friends.
This is a hockey play.
That's a hockey play. That's tic-tac-toe. So, great turnover here with Cooker. Cooker finds Campbell. Anderson. No, well, Cooker finds Campbell. Yeah. Campbell finds Cooker. Cooker finds Anderson. And just like that, it is 4-0. So you got an Anderson goal there from Cooker and Campbell.
That was sweet.
And if you gave away a third assist, it'd be Cooker again.
Yeah.
He almost had 2 assists on that.
Passing wins games.
Passing does indeed win games.
Very unselfish play there.
It was a beauty, eh? So we got Anderson, Campbell, Harrington out there with Beanon and Pennington. Beanon's going to shoot that far corner. And Lincoln's going to go to work there. Looking to move that puck out of their zone. Do so. A little bit of a 3-on-2 here. Anderson does a nice job of catching up to that play, turn it into a 3-on-3. A little bit of space for Lincoln. They're going to shoot on. Oof. That was a weird shot. Let's get a replay on that. I don't know if we'll have the angle on that, but if we see it, that the shot coming here is actually, I think, tipped in front, but it takes a left turn on Jack. So really great job here of him finding that, scooping that thing out of the air, because, man, that could have been a disaster with 33 seconds to go. Okay, Oakleys have Cooker, Shizzle, Grant out there with Gladson and Holschlag in. Looking to hit a streaking. Oof, Grant takes a big hit.
Yeah, big hit right at center ice there.
Gladson just steers his man in the corner and then finishes that check. Coming up here to Grant. Grant's going to chip out. Shizzle gives a little bit of pressure there through the neutral zone. That's just shot back in by Holslaw. No ice, though. So they're going to go ahead and start that behind the net. Cooker giving some pressure. Shizzle giving some pressure. And just like that, the second period is over.
There we go. Up 4-0 here. So
in a really dominant period.
Not
a whole lot of goals scored that period, but boy, was it
puck
dominated
possession
by Oakleys.
And a lot of that was just all those power plays we got to take advantage of. So good to see.
All right. Well, go grab another beverage, go grab another bathroom break, and we'll be back after a cut in about 15 minutes.
Talk to you soon.
All right, Oakleaf fans, we are about to get underway with this third period. We are still here in Lincoln, Nebraska. It has stopped snowing, thankfully. And so we are 17 minutes away from getting to drive home.
Yeah.
Be nice to get out of here with the dub. Got to hold on for the next 17 minutes. Just keep that foot on the gas, play it all the way to the end here, and go home happy. Shizzle, Grant, and Cooker on the power play. Starting off the period here for the Oakleys, we got Gladson and Holschlaw back on D.
It's easy to have power play on your mind after.
It is, yeah. When you
so
17 in a row, you know. Cooker looking to get things going right off the draw here. He's going to win that over to Shizzle. Lincoln's going to come away with it, though. Sent out. Cooker with a nice little intercept there. Holschlaw, almost had a streaking Shizzle. Got the puck back, though. Shizzle. Holschlaw back to Shizzle. Shizzle looking over. He's going to drop off to Gladson. Gladson going over to Holschlaw. Holschlaw shoots it into a diving
good
Lincoln player. Yeah, way to give up the body. That comes all the way back to Gladson. Gladson's going to throw it in. I think that gets deflected before it reaches the net. Cooker looking to find a play here. Back into the corner. Lincoln comes away with the puck. With some speed through neutral zone. Nice play there by Gladson to shut that down. He's going to come away with the puck. Start that thing up to Harrington as the Oakleys get a change. Turnover in the defensive zone leads to a shot that whistles wide for Lincoln. Gladson with a nice little hit. There's a stop by Jerstead that's going to be sent wide. Campbell on it now. Grant, he hops over the boards. Anderson on. Harrington going to start that back to Gladson. Gladson goes to Holschlaw. Holschlaw's going to send that in. He gets dumped. He's back up, though. Looking for a call. He's not going to get it. That thing comes all the way to the point. Gladson's going to shoot that thing up and over the net. Goalie decides to catch it anyway, glove it down, wait for the face-off here.
I'm always surprised how quick they pop up after getting hit. I'd be still down there. You'd have to probably Zamboni over me.
Yep. Well, when you were still made out of rubber and invincible, it wasn't as bad. Pennington and Beenan will join Campbell, Harrington, and Anderson on the ice for the Oakleys. It's coming through neutral zone is Lincoln. Looking for a cross-ice pass. That's going to go in deep and deflected all the way back to the point. That thing's going to be...
That forward just outskated the play there. He
did.
He was going in. I think maybe his teammate was just going to shoot it in and get a rebound, but he decided to pass, and bad communication.
Yep, and then that is deflected up off Oakley's stick into the netting, so we're going to have a defensive zone face-off here. That's one all the way back to point. You're going to shoot that thing well wide of the net. And Beenan makes a play here. It's going to go back down deep. He's going to go back to Pennington. Pennington lets that go around to Campbell. Campbell finds Harrington. Kind of 2-on-1 here developing. Anderson's going to shoot that in. Nice stop there by the Lincoln goaltender. It's played across. Nice stop by Jerstead there. Is just going to hold on for the defensive zone face-off.
That was a good hustle there. A good back check by Anderson.
Yep.
Caden Anderson. He had that guy cutting right through the middle, and he just hustled back and took away the passing opportunity there.
And maybe Oakley's not out to quite the start they want here. They need to get that foot back on the gas pedal. Just get it going here. Cooker, Grant, Shizzle out for the Oakleys. That's turned aside by Jack. Played down low for Gladson. Shizzle chips it to Grant. At neutral zone now. Nice play there by Cooker. A little too far out in front of himself. Shizzle with the puck. He's going to gain zone. Take a shot off a shin pad there. Cooker's pushing it back down into the corner. It's coming around out to the outside here. Holschlaw will make that play in the neutral zone, sends it in. Shizzle tags up, and he goes back to work He knocks that puck off to Cooker. Cooker's going to take it. They got a 2-on-2 developing here with Grant. He's going to shoot that thing through. Doesn't make it all the way through. Holschlaw, the puck. He's going to send that thing in deep for Grant. Grant's going to send it around to Shizzle. Gladson's going to keep it in the zone. Knocks it back down to Shizzle. Shizzle's pass intercepted by Lincoln. They're coming back 1-on-4. Great job there by Holschlaw to shut that down. They try and move it up. Cooker there, slow it down. Gladson's going to go to Cooker. Cooker back to Gladson and back to Cooker. Cooker sending it all the way around to Holschlaw. Holschlaw is going to look for Shizzle here. Shrugs off a hit. Turned over, though, by Lincoln. Oh, Holschlaw just ends his player.
Good hit there by Holschlaw.
It was a good hit. Let's see if we can get that. So you see Holschlaw coming in here with a head of steam. Just puts his guy down, and good clean hit. And that puck finds its way to Jerstead, who's going to cover up for the face-off. We've got Pennington, Beenan, Anderson, Campbell, Harrington out there for the Oak Leafs. Beenan's going to chase that thing into the corner. Lincoln's going to come away with it. Nice job redirecting that centering pass attempt. Beenan goes up to the point. That shot in, but swallowed up by Jerstead there.
Yep.
And with 12:49 to go, Oak Leafs are hanging on to this 4-0 lead. Seen a few more shots, though, this period than I think you would expect.
From the Stars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shots are still 32-19, but it's definitely
this happened last night, too. We were up 5-0, and they scored 2 quick goals. They didn't give up, so I don't expect to see them giving up here.
Yeah, it's hard when you got a big lead to keep your head in it, but I'd like to see the Oak Leafs here finish this game strong. Just keep going the way they were going.
12:27 to go here in the final and third period. Third and final period.
That's right. Either way you say it, it's
Final
still correct.
third period.
You got Campbell, Anderson, Harrington, Pennington, and Beenan out there. That's one over to Anderson. Anderson gets a quick shot on goal. I think missed the net wide. Back down in the corner for Campbell. Campbell knocked off the puck, but gets it back over to Harrington. Harrington is dumped. Campbell puts his man down. Puck comes out to center. Oof, big hit there by Anderson. That one tries to split the D, but great play there by Beenan and Pennington. That shot comes in. 2 shots there. Jerstead turns aside. And now Pennington's going to start it up for Anderson. Anderson's pass to Campbell doesn't find its mark, but has it back now as Harrington. He's going to shoot. Misses just high. That was tattooed for that top corner, but just couldn't hit it. That pass is broken up here to Gladson. Gladson's going to shoot in. That does find its way to the net. Turned aside, though. Harrington can't find the rebound. Now he's going to get called for a hold. And the JV players up at the box there, not agreeing with the call. We can hear them chirping all the way over here. But doesn't matter what they think. Harrington is headed to the box for 2 minutes on a Bank Iowa penalty kill. So we got Gladson, Holschlaw, Cooker, and Anderson are your Bank Iowa killers. And with 11:32 to go, they'll be killing a penalty. That was almost out there. Insko with a nice play to keep it alive. He's going to shoot. That goes off the side of the cage. Brolin makes a great play to get that thing up to Anderson, and they're able to clean that all the way down the ice. So Lincoln will start behind the net. They're going to send that through neutral zone. And it's going to be sent all the way back down to the other end of the ice. Anderson finding that puck. Just good hustle play. Caden Anderson doing Caden Anderson things.
Yes, exactly.
Comes in over dropped off to Insko. Insko trying to find that backside play, just not home. Gladson makes a good play on it there. Anderson can get up. Sends that thing back in low. Fans on the clearing attempt here, but is eventually cleared there by Holschlaw all the way down the end of the ice. Nice play there by Cooker. Eating up a little extra time here. It's finally pulled down. That allows Lincoln to get the puck into their offensive zone. Gladson hits that around.
Oh, man, there it was.
Yep.
Just couldn't get it out of the zone.
Nope. So if we take a look here, I think we're having maybe a little bit of more technical difficulty, so we'll hold off for just a second on the replay. I think we're frozen up, unfortunately. We have some. We'll take a look there once we are live again. I'm not sure if it's just the video, so I'll keep calling the game. We have Hentz, Fortney, Flan out there now. Lincoln comes away with it through the neutral zone. They gain the offensive zone and looking over his options. Tries to feed it in front. It's Pele'd in on Jack. That's turned aside. Come away with it now. Goes high off the glass. Looking for a streaking Hentz there. Gets kind of caught up in his feet, so he's not able to finish that play. Fortney gets it at the blue and sends that in deep. Looks like we're back live again here. So Lincoln's going to start with it back behind their net. Looking to break out here. That's going to be deflected. All goes all the way down, though. It says tipped off the Oakleaf player, so they're going to just say play on, no icing. And here we go again. Oh, trickling out in front. Good chance there for Lincoln. Luckily, shot it. He's 2 feet in front of the net. Somehow managed to shoot it 4 feet wide.
That was bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys missed it. Our internet might have went out for that last goal, but just got scored on a power play there. So
let's see if we can get the replay there. Yeah, so here's that goal. It's fed in front. The initial pass doesn't connect. It squirts out. Second shot doesn't go, but that rebound's there, and unfortunately they're able to put it in the back of the net. So Oakleafs lose that draw. It's coming behind the net for the Stars. Looking to move that up now is Holschlaw. Holschlaw takes a little bit of a stick there up high.
Yeah, I think we'll see him.
He might want to
body in this guy.
He might be looking for a little. Hey, how are you? Shizzle's going to get blue line. Send that in for Grant. That makes it all the way in on net. Moved up by Lincoln now. They're going to gain the zone. Send it in deep. Gladson there with a nice little play. Puts it into the feet of the Lincoln player. That squirts out front now. Holy moly. Another shot sent wide. That's sent all the way up back to the point. And that one is shot in. Jack does a good job of just clearing out that rebound, sucking it back into his body, holding on for the rebound or face-off. And with 8:01 to go, Oakleaf defenders took a little bit of exception to them trying to maybe put a little extra pressure on Jerstead.
I like to see that. Protect your goalie.
Yep. Pennington and Beenan out there with Anderson, Harrington. Shot comes directly in. Played up nicely there by Caden Anderson. He is able to get it out, but it's sent back into the zone. Beenan on it. Beenan looking, leaves that back for Pennington. Pennington's going to circle around behind the net. Has that puck jump off his stick. Still battling there in the corner. Lincoln comes away with it. They're going to send it behind. Yeah, it looks like Harrington's going to come away with that. Campbell slows it down a little bit. That jumps off his stick. Beenan on it. He's going to start it up. One touch doesn't find its mark. Going to go all the way down for an icing. So 7:14 to go. Still 4-1 Oakleafs. Shots are 37-23. But they've definitely, Lincoln has made a little bit of some headway there.
Can't hear what the boys, JV boys are up there.
Okay. Chirping away, are they?
Maybe heckling the goalie a little.
as 14-year-old boys are to do. Anderson comes away with that puck. He's looking to move it up to Shizzle. Shizzle facing down 3 guys all by himself. That's chipped nicely by Holschlaw over to Grant. Grant's going to try and regroup for Shizzle. A little too far out in front, so Lincoln's going to come back through neutral zone. Cooker's going to chip that thing back through neutral zone. Grant thought about the hit there and then thought about the puck and got neither one.
Too much thinking.
Yep. Gladson's going to go behind the puck, behind the net. Grant with the one touch, looking for Shizzle. Doesn't connect. Shizzle with some pressure, and that's just sent back into the zone. Holschlaw is going to go real hard off the linesman.
I think this comes firing in right to Jack.
Yep, and that's going to get settled down and shot on Jack. So had that scored, it would have been Holschlaw linesman goal.
Yeah.
We're going to get some fresh legs out there. Anderson, Campbell, and Harrington. Pardon my little bit of a chuckle, but the JV
they got some chance.
JV boys are really letting them have it. That shot does make it through to Jack. Jack able to find that eventually and cover up. Boy, those JV boys are giving the business to the Lincoln goalie. Campbell, Harrington, Anderson out there with Beenan and Pennington. It's going to be moved up to Campbell. That sent back far side. Anderson on it. He's going to chip out to Campbell. Campbell with some speed through the neutral zone. Got a little bit of space. He's going to slow up, look for a helper, and there it is. Anderson shoots it up and over the net. Harrington able to come away with the puck, though. Comes out to Pennington. Pennington throws it, doesn't make it through traffic. Campbell with a nice hit there in the corner. Harrington with the puck, looking over his options, tries to center. That's intercepted. Pulled down by Anderson, no call there. Played behind the net. Nice hit by Campbell again. Comes out to neutral. Beenan's going to throw that in. Harrington's going to go to work in that corner. Squirts out to Pennington. Pennington's going to shoot on, but that hits a Lincoln player right in front here. He's going to go off after that shot. I got him up high. Yeah, stung him a little.
You feel that one.
Yep.
Penalty.
We got a penalty upcoming here. Looks like it's going to be on the Oak Leafs. So I can't see what the call up. Rough happened right behind that big poster that nobody can really see what's going on. But it's going to be Harrington again on the power play, or on the penalty. So we're about to go on another Bank Iowa penalty kill.
Well, this is how they scored last time. So
it is, yep. Got Holschlaw, Cooker, Anderson, and Gladson on this kill here for the Oak Leafs. And with 4:58 to go, spend the next 2 minutes, hopefully, killing a penalty. Lincoln wins that draw back to the point. Goes off Anderson high, but not out. Lincoln takes back behind the net, looking over their options. Still handling. Going up high, just barely keeps it in the zone. Back down low to that, tries to cross. Not home. Cooker now, he's got a chance. Oh, he's got Anderson.
Caden Anderson.
Doing Anderson things. Oh, tries to go fiver, just not quite there, but great hustle.
It's always a fun to see a shorthanded opportunity like that.
Holschlaw with a nice steal there. Back in now for Lincoln. Lincoln tries to center. Holschlaw does another good job of cutting that off. Anderson does a good job tying that up. Kill a couple tick-tocks off that clock. Oh, he takes his man. Got tangled up there. Almost looked like a... Oh, we got a penalty here. Got a slash.
That's good.
So after the wrestling match in the corners, no call. We get a nice little slash here.
He got up and it did slash him. So
yep.
Good job by Max Gladson there not to get up and cream that guy.
Yep, not to
Instead, he
retaliate.
let the guy go to the box. So good play there by Gladson. That kind of puts us back to even strength here.
Yep, that's the easiest way to kill a power play.
53 seconds left on our side, and then full 2 minutes for them.
Got Pennington, Beenan, Shizzle, and Grant out there for your Oak Leafs. Nice job battling in the corner there is Shizzle. Eventually that squirts out. And they have a little bit of speed here coming through the neutral zone, does Lincoln. Going to shoot that thing a little wide of the net. Play it into the corner. Beenan's going to take his man, knock him off the puck. Shizzle, nice handoff there to Grant. Grant off the races. Takes it right through his feet. Oh, can't get back on it though. Goes around behind to Shizzle. Shizzle looking at Beenan. Chooses Pennington. Pennington's got some ice. Nice shot on goal there. Shot it so hard, knocked himself over. That's going to come down all the way. I believe this will be an icing on the Stars, and it is. So we'll have a nice little defensive zone face-off here coming up. Offensive zone face-off, yes. Our producer pointed out that I said defensive instead of offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, good
catch.
Ball.
Good catch. Cooker wins that draw all the way back to Holslaw. Holslaw looking for a player. Cooker giving a little bit of pressure here. They're going to start behind the net. Oh, loses fans on the breakout attempt. And we are on the Confluence power play now. So for the next 56 seconds, Gladson's going to take it here. He's going over to Holslaw. Holslaw's going to look over his options. Going cross ice there to Grant. Too far out in front. That pass is intercepted. We got a little bit of a 2-on-1 shorthanded attempt here for the.
They love that. They love
Lincoln.
to bring that back around the net.
Yeah, they do. That is put where no one else is. So now we got a 3-on-2 chance here for the Oak Leafs if we hurry. Nice job by Caden Anderson there holding the blue line so he's not pulling himself off sides. Cooker's going to go over to Holslaw. Holslaw's going to fire
it's in.
He's going to find the back of the net.
Wow.
So we're going to watch the celly here before we go to the replay. All right, so what do we see? We got coming up to Cooker here. Cooker's going to find Holslaw. Holslaw's thinking about passing. I'll call my own number there. Just as he's ruthless to that water bottle, pops that thing off, and we got Holslaw there with a power play goal from Cooker.
Great shot there.
We got Hentz, Flaw, and Fortney coming back out for the Oak Leafs here with Lunders and Brett. We got the full JV line out there.
Yeah, there we go.
They're going to win that draw all the way back into the Lincoln zone where they're going to take over. Trying to find a little bit of space here to get that out of their zone.
Right at 2 minutes to go here.
And an eerily reminiscent 5-1.
Yeah, right.
Nice job of chipping that out. Flan giving a little bit of chase. They're going to send that thing back in here. Hentz is going to slap that back through the neutral zone. Fan on the entrance attempt. Hentz going to send that thing back out. It turned into a tennis match here. We got back and forth, back and forth.
Yep.
And that eventually pulls Lincoln off sides. And so Oak Leafs going to have a neutral zone face-off here with 1:31 to go. Shots are now 40-27. We are out shooting them 40-27. That's a heck of a day if you're a goalie. Oof, Cooker there with a couple great little moves. Gets it all the way into the offensive zone by himself. That squirts free. And we got a 3-on-2 developing here for Lincoln. Nice job of Michael Grant pulling back and turning that 3-on-2 into a 3-on-3 here.
Yeah, great back check.
Grant's going to send it behind now for, I believe that's Lunders, sending it up the wall for Shizzle. Shizzle's going to find Grant coming in. Grant's going to shoot on net. Goalie's going to turn it aside. Shizzle not able to come away with that rebound. So Lincoln coming out the other way. Lincoln's going to stop, shoot it up over the net. Grant with a nice play there around behind. to Cooker. Cooker's going to look. Shizzle's going to take off. Can't find him, though. Pennington's with some speed through the neutral zone. He's got a little bit of room. Runs into a couple guys. Sends it wide of the net.
30 seconds to go.
Anderson with a nice play. He's pinned up against the boards. Shizzle comes off. Campbell comes on. Goes down deep. Shot behind the net. Great job there by Anderson. We got a 3-on-2 with 14 seconds to go. 3-on-1. Played nicely over.
Oh, it's in.
Oh, my.
Catch the replay on that one.
Yep.
That was sweet.
So we'll take a look at their celly and then go ahead and hit the replay there. So just a nice rush out here. You got Anderson, goes across, gets the pass back. And that, again, Caden Anderson doing Caden Anderson things.
That's right. That was
turns
awesome.
that thing into a nice little rush with 8.3 to go. To Anderson, Harrington, back to Anderson, and that thing's in the back of the net.
That'll pretty much do it for this game.
It will. Caden Anderson trying to get himself another one, though. He's getting after it there. All right, and with that, the game is over.
Thanks for tuning in. That was a fun one.
Yeah, one last time from Lincoln, Nebraska here on behalf of everybody that helped out today. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Good job, everyone, and we will talk to you guys here in a couple next weekend. Yep. I believe we're home against Kansas City, if memory serves me. So until then, have a good week, everyone.
Talk to you soon.